Today we're going to be diving into Players Club cards. Are they worth using? What do you get from them that you might not want? And what might you be losing? In my Facebook group for Oklahoma slots enthusiasts, Amber asked this question: to use or not to use? That's the question. Does anyone think they win less when they use their player's card in the machine? Some say they've tried it both ways, using a card and not using a card, and they haven't noticed the difference. Others say they don't use a card and feel they win more without it. Some comments match my own experiences. I've won over 100 hand pays, all while using a player's club card. And casino employees have told me that using a card or not using a card doesn't matter. Other fans confirm that they've always used their card even when they've gotten significant jackpots, including $5,000 and $10,000 jackpots in one night with the card inserted. How do you feel about player club cards? Yay or nay? But some people are convinced that using a loyalty club card matters. When playing slots myself, how many times have I heard someone tell me that I'd win more if only I'd stop using my card? Lots of times. It's a common statement by wannabe slots experts that adjusting an individual's player's odds on the fly while playing a slot machine is illegal. But I've noticed that they can't quote a specific gaming regulation. They say, that's illegal, and leave it at that. With all due respect, if it's illegal, cite your references. You know how the internet works, right? Because I haven't found any such statute after reading all the U.S. gaming regulations. To interpret what's being said by these folks is, that's not how I think slot machines work. Yet, they're right, but only coincidentally. I'll go over 4 reasons why using a club card while playing a slot machine doesn't harm your odds of winning. First, there's the legality of it all. Slot machines have a random number generator. Many people misunderstand what role an RNG has with a slot machine, but it's certainly true it has such a component. And this random number generator adds randomness to a slot machine. Any changes must follow state gaming regulations for commercial casinos or state tribal compacts at tribal casinos. This loose statement is why so many say changing the odds while playing is illegal, because that's how they read this statement. Yet it has large enough loopholes you could drive an armored cash vehicle through them. It's no wonder nobody believes this legal answer. That's wisdom right there. Well done. Another explanation from those who have studied a slot machine's internal mechanisms assure us that there are no electrical connections between the club card interface and the section of the machine notifying players of any wins. That these two interfaces aren't connected is false, quite obviously. Why? Because the reward points displayed in the club card interface increase when you make a bet. So there is an electrical connection between those two slot machine sections. At the very least, the club card interface receives an input signal when the player makes a bet. But does the club card interface have an output sent to the bet section? Well, you've already gotten wrong information that there's no connection between them, yet there is, which shoots down the credibility of any such so-called slot expert. But suppose the bet section doesn't receive an electronic signal from the club card interface. In that case, we have a justification for odds not being changed due to your being a known player of the machine as identified by your player's club card. And yes, that's a weak argument. We can do better. So let's. Yet another approach, the explanation I most often give why players' cards don't change the odds of winning during active playing, is to ask a simple question. To what would the casino change those odds? A lot of slots players with this concern have approached me either in person or during the live streams, comments, emails, and phone calls, and they all want to know, will using a player's club card make me lose? But their comment is an extremely one-sided question. Nobody asks, will using a player's club card make me win? Because if this issue exists, it must be able to do both. Why? Because the same reason casinos can't give too much in winnings is the same as why they can't take too much player bankroll. Casinos have a target financial performance, and they cannot miss it. So they don't use players' club cards to adjust the odds of any one player's performance because it's not accurate enough. Instead, they adjust the odds of their slot machines using a detailed schedule planned days in advance through entirely legal means, and they don't need to do it illegally. In other words, they don't care about you. Sorry, but you're only as special as everyone else. If you read the annual financial reports of the primary slot machine manufacturers provided to the Securities Exchange Commission at sec.gov, these easy-to-read written documents discuss the casino operating system products. When they explain these Casino Central Server systems, one of its features they discuss is how these operating systems acts as an accounting system. They go into so much detail that they explain that this accounting system is not a real-time analysis. They don't share how delayed a complete accounting analysis is, but it's reasonable to assume several hours. After all, casinos must count table game chips beforehand. And doing doing so takes significant time. So if using club cards allows the casino to adjust your odds of winning, it will not happen because the casino doesn't know yet what odds they need to set to meet their financial performance metrics. The casino won't know for hours, by which time you're long gone from that machine. Players who believe that using their card makes them lose have an easy solution. Stop using your card. Boom. Done. But often these players don't want to stop talking about how players' club cards makes them lose, even after listening to 4 answers as to why not, because they like talking about it. It's kind of like having a love of conspiracy theories. It's an occupation where the point isn't to get an answer to a concern. To conspiracy theorists, Lady Di was assassinated and is currently living in hiding. Both. Equally. Yet you can stop worrying about it by not using your card. Unless you think facial recognition from ceiling surveillance cameras works. They don't, by the way, but people think they do, which is often how good security works. Just saying. If you want to learn how to evaluate a Canada slot machine and how to leave if it's not paying enough, I highly recommend this video on my tough love approach.